In real life, people mess up all the time. Sometimes you forget your wallet when you go to the grocery store. Sometimes you accidentally vote for Jillian to win Big Brother Canada 1. And sometimes you don't remember to hit that subscribe button. But that's okay, because you can fix that right now. The point is, people mess up and make mistakes frequently. That's just part of being human. As it turns out though, that's also part of being a large network reality television show too, because Big Brother has messed up quite a few times, whether it be as small as a little audio mistake, as medium as a competition flaw, or as huge as a $500,000 oversight. Big Brother has had their fair share of mess-ups. So today, I thought it would be fun to have a pretty lighthearted video where we can all sit and giggle at the times where something happened that definitely should not have happened. So here are 30 times that Big Brother messed up.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh my god.
Oh. Hello.
For the most part, Big Brother does a good job not revealing anything about the players if they're trying to keep it a secret, like Derek having an undercover cop background. However, sometimes things slip through the cracks. In Big Brother 17, Clay Honeycutt wanted to keep his past college football life a secret from the other players, as he thought that it would make him stand out as a bigger physical threat. However, I don't know if Julie got the memo, because during the Week 3 eviction episode, Julie asked Clay how the Big Brother house compared to being out on the football field, which completely exposed his secret and got an audible whoa from one of the house guests, who I think was Johnny Mac.
I decided not to tell the group that I just finished playing football for Texas A&M. I really don't want to put an unnecessary target on my back on day one.
Clay, how would you say living in the Big Brother house compares to being out on the football field?
You know, there's a lot of similarities. It's definitely crazy in here.
Another example of this would be Sarah Beth in Big Brother 23. Sarah Beth was a forensic chemist. However, that job sounds really smart. So Sarah Beth planned on telling the other players that she was a voice actress. This maybe would have worked had it not been for the fact that when the house guests lined up to enter the house, there was an image of Sarah Beth in a white lab coat for the other 3 women to see. This caused Claire in particular to not believe that voice acting was her real profession, and she shared that suspicion with some of the other players, which blew up Sarah Beth's cover.
So you said you do voice acting?
Yes, I do.
Your voice is amazing.
That's a lie. I think forensic chemist sounds really cool and smart, and I don't want the other house guests to think that I'm super cool or smart.
This next subset of mess-ups has to do with mistakes that happened during live competitions. Because everything is happening live, there is bound to be some sort of mess-up now and then. Sometimes it's just a little mistake that's quickly corrected, but other times it's something that is never addressed, and it ends up having some serious implications on the game. The veto competition at the final 6 double eviction of Big Brother 10 saw the players needing to find 2 veto medallions in their designated haystack and return them to their stand. However, the winner of the competition didn't actually do that. Dan retrieved his first medallion and put it on his stand like he was supposed to. But when he came back with his second medallion, he never actually placed it on the stand. And rather, he just slammed his button to signify that he was finished. Instead of telling Dan that he needed to put his medallion on the stand, Big Brother just crowned him the winner of the veto. I know this sounds like I'm being super nitpicky about the semantics of the rules, but we have seen similar things be called out in the past. And the rules were clear. So I would call this a small mess up on Big Brother's end.
Find the veto medallions and return them to your stand. Memphis is not far behind as both men run across the yard. Whoa! And Dan, congratulations.
Very similarly, something like this occurred in Big Brother Canada 5 at the triple eviction. The rules of this variation required the players to travel back and forth across a teeter-totter as they were collecting their items and returning them. However, after Kevin Martin found his last item, he just skipped the teeter-totter as he ran back and hit his buzzer. It seems that, in the moment, the BB Can team just didn't realize he skipped this step, and they crowned him the winner. This one definitely had implications because Kevin would have been evicted here.
On go, you will race around your toys, up and down your seesaw.
Back to the US, Big Brother 5 actually has 2 instances of mess-ups during live HOH comps. The first happened at the final 10 during a true-false challenge. The second question was a pretty tricky one, as 5 out of the 9 contestants picked true, which was the incorrect option, and it should have eliminated all of them. However, when naming the players that were eliminated, Julie forgot to say Natalie's name, even though she got it wrong. So, Natalie very slyly just reset her answer and stayed in the competition.
The correct answer is false. Marvin, Michael, Drew, and Jace, you've all been eliminated. Moving on.
It didn't end up mattering, however, as she was eliminated in the very next question. But imagine what would have happened if she ended up winning it. Well, it's funny that I say that, because that sort of thing happened just a few weeks later. At the final 7 of Big Brother 5, the HOH competition had the house guests putting golf balls towards a hole, and the rules explicitly stated that whichever player's golf ball hit the bottom of the hole first would win that heat and move on to the final round. During the second heat, Marvin, Karen, and Adria were hitting their golf balls, and Marvin was the first to get his in the hole, to which Julie crowned him the winner of the heat. However, just a split second after Marvin's ball went into the hole, Karen's ball went into her hole too, and hers actually hit the bottom first, as Marvin's did a little swirly motion at the top. According to the rules, Karen should have been crowned the winner of this heat, not Marvin, but Julie just didn't notice. And since Marvin actually went on to win in the final round and was crowned the HOH, it meant that this little mistake had a big impact on the game.
The first person to sink a putt and whose ball drops all the way to the bottom of the tube wins the round. Oh, nice job, Marvin. Congratulations as the winner.
Okay, those 4 examples I showcased saw Big Brother doing nothing about their mistakes. But that's not always the case. In the Week 2 HOH of Big Brother 16, the players had to carry 6 kegs across a balance beam without falling off. After Hayden fell off his beam, Cody was able to come in and steal the victory and win the HOH. However, Cody actually fell off of his beam right before the end, which should have eliminated him, but Big Brother didn't catch this right away. When the show came back from commercial break, though, Big Brother did actually correct their mistake, and they revoked Cody's HOH title and gave it to Devin, who finished right after him.
And congratulations, Cody! When we come back, we need to review the tape because we're hearing there may have been a bit of fouls. Cody, I'm sorry, but your foot hit the floor before you hit your button.
In Big Brother 8, during the final 9 HOH, Julie was asking the players questions where the answer would be a past evicted house guest. In the 3rd round, Eric buzzed in to guess Nick. However, before he could say his answer, Julie accidentally messed up and revealed the answer by calling him Nick, which forced them to redo the question. This mistake did have game implications, because Jessica would have been eliminated here. But not only did she eliminate Eric on the redo, but she also went on to win the entire HOH comp, all courtesy of Julie's little slip-up.
I was going to flirt with them. Nick.
Was it Nick?
Oh, that was my fault. We'll move on.
This next one is a really minor one, but at the end of the Week 2 HOH in Big Brother 7, Julie accidentally crowned Nokomis the winner instead of Kaser, even though Nokomis got it wrong and Kaser got it right. The reason I find this funny was A, Julie's quick little apology, and B, because of the fact that Kaser ended up evicting Nokomis that week.
False. Nokomis, congratulations. You are the new head of household. Oh, I'm so sorry. It is Kaser.
A much bigger mess up happened a few weeks later, during the infamous Week 6 HOH. This competition had the players buzzing in true or false for each question, with the slowest player being eliminated each round. And this was just a train wreck all around. Players' buttons weren't working properly and oftentimes needed to be hit several times before it was registered correctly, which saw players like Howie be eliminated even though they shouldn't have been. Erica ended up winning this HOH. However, after taking a look at it, Big Brother realized that they messed up big time with the design here, and they ended up redoing the entire thing a few hours later, which really sucked for Erica because I think she legitimately would have won that competition anyways, even if it had been working fully properly. Even with all the mistakes happening, I do want to point out one additional small mistake that Julie made here. In the third round, Janelle answered incorrectly and was eliminated from the competition. However, Boogie never even had an answer submitted, but instead of asking him to lock in an answer, Julie just ignored it and moved on anyways. It's very minor, but I wanted to point it out.
Snake bites. I'm sorry, Janelle.
I knew that I buzzed in on time, but my light did not work.
Howie, we need an answer.
I hit it.
You were the slowest?
The first or second person to hit the button. Next thing you know, I'm eliminated. Technical difficulties.
After going over the technology in the game, we need to play the head of household competition again.
Moving along now, we have some more live mistakes, but not ones that have to do with competitions. Now, I won't go over every time this has happened, because, trust me, it's a lot, but I will still go over a few of the ones that have always stuck out to me. During the Big Brother 17 finale, after Steve won the final HOH, the eviction was supposed to be this huge moment where Steve slays down Vanessa at the final hour. But there was some atrocious audio feedback error occurring at the end of the speech, which just made the whole thing kinda awkward.
I'm so sorry, Vanessa, to do what you did to Austin, but I have to vote to evict you. I'm so sorry, Vanessa.
Another funny audio mix-up that happened during a Big Brother finale occurred during Big Brother 5. After Julie gave her introductory speech, the audio team was supposed to wait a few seconds before starting their pre-taped season recap. However, they accidentally started playing it early, not once, but twice. And it's just such a funny way to kick off this big, momentous final episode.
The finale starts now.
This season.
Moving away from the finales, this one is not something that is 100% confirmed, but I definitely think there was something going on. During Rachel's second HOH reign on Big Brother 12, she was having her one-on-one private interview with Julie, where it is clearly stated that the other house guests cannot hear what they are talking about. However, this seemed to be proven false, like almost immediately, because Rachel started talking about Brittany. And when it cuts to Brittany, her mouth widens open, like she just heard exactly what Rachel had just said. Now, it's rumored that there was a legit audio leak here, but I've also seen rumors where Rachel was simply so loud that the players downstairs were just able to hear her. Either way, I'm giving BB a mark on the goof tally. Shout out Hamster Watch.
We do have plans. We're hoping to pull Brittany into our alliance, and we'll have a third alliance member, and we'll be safe.
Another audio leak that may have had a legitimate game impact is one that I've actually talked about before, and that's when Big Brother supposedly left the audio on after Christmas voted from the hospital. I won't go fully into the specifics. If you want to hear more about it, you can go check my Big Brother conspiracy video where I talk about it. But long story short, when Christmas voted from the hospital, Big Brother forgot to cut the phone line after she voted, and she basically learned that both Jessica and Kevin had voted in the minority to try and evict Ramses, which was 100% something she was not supposed to know about.
I vote to evict Ramses.
The vote is 3 votes to evict Ramses and no votes to evict Cody.
Up next is a section about competitions that had a design flaw that caused things to not work as intended, or just not work at all, like that Big Brother 7 HOH I was just talking about. In Big Brother 22, the first HOH saw each player needed to traverse across a bunch of steps and make it to the finish line. However, some of the steps were decoys and were extremely unstable, and the goal was to kinda guess and check your way through the course. To keep things fair, all the competitors were tucked away until it was their turn to compete so that they couldn't learn which ones were the decoys during the other players' runs. However, the production team didn't fully think this one through, because some of the decoy steps were still wobbling at the start of the new player's turn. And it did actually give Cody an advantage during his run, which could have been the difference maker in him winning the challenge. Big Brother 20 had the Sweet Shot HOH, where the players had to roll a ball as far as they could down a pathway, but there were these swinging candy obstacles that made it a little bit harder. This wasn't shown on the episodes, but apparently the players kept accidentally breaking the competition, because sometimes when they rolled their ball and it hit one of the obstacles, it would just stop working. Because of this, they had to reset the competition like 4 times, and it was a huge headache for them. Now, there's a chance that this one is actually just not true, because this is all based on my memory from like 7 years ago, and I couldn't find where I initially read it, but I wanted to include it anyways. Up next is the Big Brother 8 Part 3 of the final HOH, which I think had a design flaw that potentially cost Zach $500,000. This final HOH was just like every other one, where the 2 players answer A or B to a set of questions. However, this time it occurred in the Big Brother 8 living room, which had about 55 mirrors as decorations. I 100% still think to this day that Evil Dick was able to see Zach's answers through one of the mirrors, and he used that to ensure his own victory. So I'm definitely saying that Big Brother messed up by having the competition in the living room with all the mirrors instead of the backyard.
Answers, please.
Now, to close off the video, I have 9 extra miscellaneous goofs that I thought were worth sharing. In Big Brother 24, the casting team chose to cast this guy, Marvin, a buff science guy, which totally seemed to make sense. However, they didn't quite realize that Marvin was not a part of just one, but 2 other shows that would be airing around the same time as Big Brother that would completely go against contractual obligations if he were to appear on the season. So they had to cut him once the fans figured that out, and he was replaced by Joseph.
If I have the option of taking my close alliance to the finals or taking somebody that's an upper hand against, having a chance of winning that huge amount of money, I'll do that.
During the Big Brother 22 premiere, the plan was to end the episode with the 4 chosen have-nots going upstairs and seeing their horrible new bedroom for the week. However, someone on the Big Brother team forgot to actually unlock the room. So instead, we just got this funny moment where everyone awkwardly stood around, trying and failing to open the door.
Can you get the door open?
Still locked, we think.
It's still locked, you think? All right, then just stay in the hall for 7 days. I'm kidding.
Later on in that season, Big Brother was excited to try out their first triple eviction ever. But they wanted to keep it a secret from the players and have them think that it was simply just a double eviction. However, it seems like they forgot that there were like 30 instances of the word triple eviction scrolling behind Julie. So when she went to speak with the house guests, they all saw that it was a triple eviction well before intended.
We're going to keep them in the dark just a little bit longer. Hello again.
It's a triple eviction. What? Oh my God.
Hello. I think you all saw the bad news on the screen behind me.
This next one is a small goof, but during the Big Brother 12 finale, when Julie was revealing the final vote, she was putting Hayden and Lane's keys in the wrong boxes. And I found it so funny when she started fixing it because those 2 guys were stressed as hell while Julie was just la-di-daing her way through her simple mistake. And I loved it.
Hayden to be the winner of Big Brother. I'm realizing I'm putting these in the wrong boxes, so I'm gonna just casually switch them now. You get the point.
Speaking of the key wheel, Big Brother somehow messed it up in Big Brother 26, and there was a malfunction that prevented the jurors from being able to insert their keys into the wheel. So instead, they inserted them into the box on the side. Normally, this wouldn't be a problem, except for the fact that the box on the side was completely see-through. And if you looked close enough, you could actually make out all of the votes cast for Chelsea before they were ever revealed. Getting close to the end here. In general, Big Brother will bleep out any major curse words, because I guess that's what they're supposed to do to maintain their TV-14 age rating. But sometimes things slip through the cracks. Big Brother accidentally allowed Dr. Will's F-bomb to slip shortly after Shannon was evicted in Big Brother 2, which I can understand because it was live and it was 2001. However, I have no idea how they managed to let Libra's F-bomb slip during her fight with Jesse in Keisha's birthday episode. I, unfortunately, will be bleeping it out anyways because I want full monetization. But if you want to hear them for yourselves, you can go to Season 2, Episode 10 at 27 minutes and 31 seconds for the Will one, and you can go to Season 10, Episode 11 at 20 minutes and 25 seconds for the Libra one.
The show's whacked out. It's whack.
It is so crazy, man. They just...
And I went and told them. And I went and told them. And that's my fault.
Speaking of Big Brother 10, we have what is probably the most WTF mess up on this entire list. In the first episode, there was a luxury competition, and in it, Memphis won a pretty sweet looking car. However, and I really don't know how Big Brother messed this up, somebody already owned this car. So instead of getting the car at the end of the season, Memphis was able to negotiate for an undisclosed amount of cash instead.
All right, Memphis, now's your moment. 69 Camaro.
I want the Camaro for sure.
All right.
Our final two mess ups here will both be coming from Big Brother 16. The first one is a simple one. In the third episode, Big Brother just spelt Jacosta's name wrong in the intro sequence, switching the first A and O, but then they fixed it for every episode after. And now, for the final mess up, we have a bit of an inconsistency regarding the length of part 1 of the final HOH. During part 3, there was a tiebreaker question between Derek and Cody, where they were asked how many seconds was part 1. The answer was then revealed to be 3,671 seconds, which equates to 1 hour, 1 minute, and 17 seconds. At first glance, this seems fine. Until you remember that literally in the exact same episode, when they were competing in part 1, there was a graphic that showed that they had been standing up there for 1 hour and 14 minutes. Now, I don't think there's any sort of real conspiracy here, but I think it's funny that they either just messed up the timing in one of these instances, or they just lied on purpose. My guess is that they lied for the part 1 duration and not the tiebreaker answer, as that would be really, really weird. But at the same time, I don't know why they would lie in the part 1 anyways. Either way, it's a goofy mistake, and I wanted to bring it up.
How long was part 1? The correct answer is 3,671 seconds.
And there we go. Now, to be honest, for how many live episodes Big Brother has had, I am shocked that there hasn't been more mistakes. Like, genuinely, good job to Julie and the production team for not accidentally leaking information to the house guests, like, all the time. Especially when she goes back and forth between the audience and the house guests. Maybe this season we'll get a crazy mistake, though, that completely changes the trajectory of the game. Who knows? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I, of course, need to give that extra special shout out to all of my YouTube members and patrons who would never, ever need to rely on a mistake to progress through the game. And, as always, here's a clip for you on your way out.
I have found so many tokens at this point, I'm running out of places to stick them.
Look at you, won the jackpot.
Want some more? Yeah. You can't put me up if you win. Promise? Promise. Brett, if you win, you promise not to put me up?
Promise.
Sam is crazy. And some of these people are literally coming for you, Sam.